somehow we stumbled into a debate about who is worse, Jahlil Okafor or Shawn Bradley.
A worthy use of everyone's time.
So I went and did, by the way, shout out to Basketball Reference, which now is called StatHead, and now you have to pay for it. And Basketball Reference is such a lovely website. I am happy to pay $8 a month to use it. I think it's worth every penny. It's a wonder that they can't survive off of tiny little text ads at the bottom of Basketball Reference. So I gladly paid $8 a month for this. So I went back. So Shawn Bradley played 12 seasons in the NBA. Mm-hmm. So first I compared their first 5 seasons. So I did per game, per 36, and per 100 possessions. Let me tell you, their first 5 seasons is pretty shocking in how, so Shawn Bradley averaged 11.3 points per game, Okafor 11. Bradley 2 turnovers a game somehow, Okafor 1.5. Here's the big one, blocks, Bradley 3.4, Okafor somehow at just under 1. About the same assists, Bradley 8 rebounds, Okafor 5. Bradley shooting 43% from the field somehow.
Hard to do.
Somehow. And Okafor at 54% from the field. Their per 36s are as you'd imagine. Okafor's points are way higher. Their rebounds are about the same. And their advanced stats. Shawn Bradley has an offensive rating of 95. And Okafor is 105, and there's a huge difference in defensive rating. I guess and full career, it shows a sort of a similar thing. I guess my shocking look back is how incredibly different they were as players, yet they still managed to be worthless in almost the same ways, or almost the same level of worthless. So your original point was that you thought Okafor was way worse than Shawn Bradley. Looking at the numbers, do you think that is the case still?
Yeah, I mean, there's such different times that they played in. Okafor would obviously be better in that time, 100%.
Right.
But for the times they played, Okafor is useless out there right now. Mm-hmm. There is nothing he is good at. There is not a single thing you want him to do. Maybe once a game you're like, hey, do a little spinny dipty-doo and finish in, with a nice soft layup. Maybe once. But for the most part, you don't want him to do that because he's not that good. And he's not going to pass out of that. And he's pretty easy to stop and he doesn't get fouled. He's horrible on defense in every way. Bradley at least blocks shots. I'm not going to say he's a great defensive player, but at least he blocked shots. He protected the rim. That is a value. Okafor to me provides none of that. And also doesn't know for maybe at this point in New Orleans, when he comes in once every couple games and does a little bit if guys are hurt, maybe he knows what his role is now, maybe. But he still thinks he's the guy for the most part. Shawn Bradley pretty quickly knew, here's what I'm good at, here's what I'm certainly not.
Well, he didn't like basketball that much. I mean, he was doing it because he was 7'6" and he could make money, and I don't blame him for that. When you're 7'6", everything costs a lot of money. The context I have to give, because I just don't think people will remember, we're talking about 2 top 3 picks that were immediately as bad as we're talking about.
Yeah.
It is stunning that both guys could go top 3. Boy, man, the draft. Holy smokes.